Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about 10 unexpected Valentine's Day appropriate eyeshadow palettes. I've seen this video or something similar to this video floating around and I wanted in on the fun. I saw K Bella Beauty do this. I also saw Heather Austin post a video like this and a few others. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave some of those videos linked down below as well. But I have 10 eyeshadow palettes, 10 unexpected, like maybe not the most obvious pink and red eyeshadow palettes in your collection, and some of these you can't even get anymore, but I was hoping maybe this would inspire you to shop your stash, pull a fun palette out for Valentine's Day. Of course, if you already have your palette pulled out or picked for Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, anti-Valentine's Day, whatever it might be, maybe you're doing no makeup that day. Let me know what you're thinking of wearing for your eyeshadow palette in the comments down below. Other than that, if you're interested in the 10 palettes that I have to talk about today, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project panning content, chatting about palettes, or just chit-chatting about makeup, we do it all over here and I would love for you to consider subscribing before moving on. Other than that, let's jump into the video. If you can see, I don't know if you can see, it looks like I splatter painted my face. It's actually hair dye that I just cannot get to come off. All right, you guys, the majority of these palettes you actually like literally can't get anymore. So I'm sorry that I'm doing that. I'm sorry. Let's start with a couple that you can currently get. One of them being the newest from Nars. Maybe this is kind of like an obvious pick, but this is the Nars Afterglow Irresistible Eyeshadow Palette. I'm hoping editing stuff actually takes the time to do swatches. I'm trying to get this up in a very, I don't have a lot of time to edit and get this up when I want to get this up, but hopefully she does that. This is what this eyeshadow palette looks like though. Very beautiful, kind of rosy toned mattes, with some really beautiful satin shimmers, as well as some of the lid topper shades that I feel like Nars just does so well. This is definitely something that's going to be more like, I don't even want to say soft and romantic, because there's definitely some depth here in a couple of the mattes, but not something like hot pink. And then kind of in that same vein, I have the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette, again, kind of going along with like the rosier sort of matte vibes, but then you have this really fun pink to gold duochrome in the center, which I absolutely love. I also think this shade right here would make a really beautiful kind of like reddy rosy shimmery pop on the eyes. Ooh, is that mold in my palette? No, is it? I don't think so. You can go light, you can go dark, kind of whatever you're feeling that day, but I thought that this would be another good one for Fed. Okay, I also am pulling the Naughty Nudes for those of you maybe feeling a little bit naughty on Valentine's Day, you know, naughty, sultry sort of things. You know, maybe you're trying to get yourself in the mood for what's gonna happen that night, and as you're doing your makeup, you can read some of these names to like get you in the mood. We have Filthy, we have Please Me, we have Hard, we have Irresistible, Provocative, Tantric, Spicy, Rough. Yes. Not only that though, we have a really beautiful, more pink toned or pink leaning palette. There's again some great depth with some of the deeper matte shades, but then you have some really, really beautiful shimmer metallic textured shades. The shade Shameless is really, really beautiful on the eyes. I also really like the shade Irresistible and Please Me and Provocative. There's so many good ones. There's so many good options. And like I said, you know, as you're reading through your shades, you're spicing it up and getting yourself in the mood. Okay, I believe you can still get the Fall Magic palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. It might be on pre-order though, and hopefully maybe you already have this in your stash. Maybe this is something you already have. Now, this whole palette isn't necessarily giving Valentine's, but I thought like this quad, if you wanted something really simple, easy, just a really beautiful quad, the shade Enchanting is such a beautiful, beautiful pink shifty shade. If you're wanting something a little bit fun, I thought that would add a little bit of fun, or even the shade Autumn. The shade Magic even is like this really beautiful like red to purple sort of shifty shade. There's quite a few different directions you could take this palette, but I feel like there's quite a few different directions that are Valentine's Day appropriate you could take this palette. I'm not certain if you can get this palette any longer, possibly. It is the Planet Spirit palette from Odin's Eye, and this is something like if you're feeling a little bit more vibrant, you want to go with like the hot pinks or a very, very vibrant bright pink, or maybe even like a fuchsia purple. Like purples are always fun on Valentine's Day as well. I had such a good time working with this eyeshadow palette. It actually is pretty effortless for being such vibrant matte shades. Then you have this really beautiful pink duochrome shade up here, or again, if you want to go the purple route, you have this really beautiful purple shimmer shade. I just think this is a really fun palette. And you know what? A bit unexpected maybe for Valentine's Day, or maybe you just weren't thinking about it, but I think it would make a great option. Okay, I also think you can still get the Lethal Cosmetics Wildflower palette. And again, this one, the only obvious shade might be like the hot pink in this palette, but there are some fun duochrome shifty pink metallics in this palette as well. In fact, I think I did a hot pink look using this eyeshadow palette last year, and if I can find the look, I'll post it over here. I'm almost positive I did, because it was that look that I was thinking of that I was like, oh, I should pull this palette out. Yeah, if you're just looking like just a hot pink and a shimmer, something quick, easy, but like vibrant and fun, this would also make a great option. This, again, you might be able to get, might be on pre-order though. And again, maybe you already have this in your collection. This is the Basic Witch palette from Bella Beauté Bar. I absolutely adore this palette. And for this, you can go, we have a purple route that you could go, and we also have the pink route. I love the shade Witch Please. I think that is such a fun eyeshadow shade. This might be the palette that I personally pull out for Valentine's Day. And it's so interesting too, because this actually was like obviously a Halloween release, but I also think there's quite a few Valentine's Day routes you could go with this one as well. Two of Angie's collabs I feel like are unexpected but also phenomenal options. We have the Hella palette. There's some really beautiful pinks in this eyeshadow palette. Even the shade Double Sided is this really beautiful duochrome shade that I feel like would pair really beautifully with these pink shades. And I did a pink eyeshadow look actually last year, I think around Valentine's Day. It was a halo eye, if I'm remembering correctly. And I really loved it, and I felt like it gave Valentine's, you know? I believe I actually used River in like the center of the lid, if I'm remembering this correctly. I don't know, I just feel like this is a great option for Valentine's Day, and I remember doing a Valentine's Day look or like a February look with that eyeshadow palette, so that was sticking out in my mind. But then also the Club Nebula palette I feel like would be a really great option. This bottom row, if you're looking to go more of like the red route, you have this really beautiful dark red, which is so stunning. The shade Celestial is beautiful, Nebula as well. Yes, I feel like you could accidentally take this like a red coral route, but like that wouldn't be the worst thing either. I feel like with like a fiery red dress and like a red coral sort of eyeshadow look, that would be absolutely stunning. So this was another palette that came to mind. And then the 10th and final palette that I was thinking of is the Plain Jane Remastered palette from Adept Cosmetics. Granted, this in my mind would be more of like a companion to something else. Maybe I am using like the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 or the Nars palette to create like a matte base, and then I want to pop on a really beautiful metallic shimmer. There's quite a few different like pinks and reds. We have AC, is it 1-2? AC15. I've been reaching for all of last week. I was doing a bunch of pink looks last week for work, and I reached into AC15. Is it AC? Yeah, like AC12, AC15 maybe, hopefully. Yeah, I reached for this like I think at least 3 or 4 times last week. Loved that. You also have AC17, which is more of like a pink to blue sort of duochrome, and then AC12 is kind of like a multi-chrome purpley pinky goldy beautiful situation. And then actually if you're looking to go the purple route, we've got purple options too. We have AC14, AC16, and AC, this is why I'm thinking it's like ACI, maybe ACI 11. I don't know, you guys. You have options in here. That's what I'm trying to get at. Some really fun palettes for Valentine's Day. But like I said, would love to know if you already have plans for the makeup that you're doing that day. Do you seasonally do your makeup? Do you do your makeup for the holiday? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.